Now, as much as this sucked when it actually happened, I'm kind of glad that it did, because it's going to make for a great video. Anyway, this video, I wanted to put this out there. I wanted to explain a little bit about what happened in this video. Basically what happened was is when the game started, the burst disc on my tank blew. Okay, now on the Ninja tanks, you've got two burst discs. You've got a 7,500 PSI burst disc, which is designed to protect the carbon fiber on the tank, which is actually designed to protect the tank structure itself. And then you also have what they sometimes call a low side burst disc, which is 1,800 PSI, which is designed to blow out in the event that dirt gets into your internals and your regulator no longer works. What will happen is let's say you get dirt into your regulator and your tank pressure is no longer output at 700 PSI, it goes up to above 1,800 PSI, which could blow macro line, which could also damage the internals of your gun. This burst disc, the 1,800 PSI burst disc, or known as the low side burst disc, will pop. That's what happened in this video. It's very common for this to happen. If you play a lot of paintball, you're going to pop a lot of burst discs. It's not a big deal. The one thing that I've always liked about the Ninja tanks is that you can actually service your rig at your house. You make sure that it's empty. You use the tools that are included. You unscrew the bonnet, re-lube up your piston. You put it back in there, and you're usually good to go. I don't know why this happened. Most likely it could either be moisture, it could be dirt. Who knows? It could have been dirt in my fill nipple or something like that. But I wanted to put this video out there just to show you that it happened when I was out there on the field, but I didn't panic. In a tournament setting or a competition setting, just because your gun goes down, you're still an asset to your team. You don't just want to put your gun up and walk off the field. Now, if you practice, if you kind of, I don't want to say get lucky, but if you get lucky enough for this to happen in practice, it's a great time to practice, just remaining calm under pressure. Now, obviously in a tournament setting, I wouldn't be able to borrow a gun. You're not really allowed to do that. But if it ever came down to it, I could hand out paint, So, in X-Ball, it's, you're really kind of pushing it. Maybe in NPPL you can get away with that with the bunkers a little bit bigger and stuff like that. But, maybe if I'm in the snake or I slide into the snake and my snake player's up there, I can hand him my pods or something like that. But the bottom line is that you can still do stuff to help your team even if your gun goes down. If your gun just all of a sudden stops working and you just can't get it to work, you can still communicate, which is a major part of playing. If your hopper goes down, one of the things I practice is I'll actually take the hopper off of my gun, put it inside of my shirt or my jersey, because you can't go more than 5 feet away from it or you break the 5-foot rule and you're out. And then you can actually take a pod and put it over your feed neck. Now you're going to spill a bunch of paint, but you can still shoot. So, if your loader goes down, in a worst case scenario, in a competition setting, you can use a pod to feed paint. You don't really need your loader to feed paint. You need to feed it fast, but at least you can get 1 ball, 2 ball, and you can just sit there and pop, 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 and maybe try to delay the game out. But in this instance, basically my tank, my tank popped, so my gun was inoperable, and I still tried to move up the field a little bit, and I still tried to get people to focus their guns on me. If I can get people to shoot at me, it's less likely they're going to shoot at my teammates, and it allows my teammates to do work. So, sometimes, especially if you start playing competition paintball, you definitely have to plan for contingencies. Okay, if my loader goes down, one of the things I can do is I can pull it off the feed neck, stuff it down my jersey, and use a pod, and maybe I can still try to do something for my team. If my gun goes completely down, I can still communicate. One of the most important things too, especially if you're in a team setting, is if your gun is having problems, don't make it the whole team's problems, when I came off the field, they were like, what happened? I'm like, oh, my tank blew. I went and found another teammate that had an extra tank. I borrowed that throughout the day. Well, the last thing you want to do is get everybody up in arms about your tank going, you tell them the story, and you get everybody, everybody's game goes out of their head and they start worrying about your problems. So if your gun has a problem, it's only you that has the problem. Don't make it a team problem, because then that kind of negativity tends to spread throughout the entire team. Everybody starts worrying about your gun instead of worrying about their own game. So just wanted to put this video out there. It's shit happens. You're gonna your regulators on your tanks are gonna pop every now and then. If you can't rebuild your regulator, send it into your tank manufacturer and they'll rebuild it for you. But luckily with the Ninjas, you spin the bonnet off. I'll re-lube everything up, put it back together again, and I'll be good to go. Enjoy.
Guys, 5 seconds. Hold! Yeah, blew the burst disc. I'm staying back here and hitting it later.
You're staying back?
I'm gonna sweet spot this thing.
All right.
There you go.
Video 5?
Yeah.
All right.
Where are you going?
Good.
Monday! Monday! Back left! Back left! S2! 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 Hey, what's inside, Emilio? Emilio, look inside! Hey, on his pack! On his pack! Check his pack! I got you first, Eddie. I got you first underneath. Okay. Back left! Back left! Yeah, I think, I don't know about Snake side. D1, that's Thursday. D1's lost alive. That's game.